for a nice little ride in the Tropic Springs area. I thought I'd take this opportunity to introduce myself. I made a few videos this last week or so, but I've really covered nothing about myself. So, I'm a Brit, 71 years old. I don't live here permanently. I just pop in and out on my visa. Never overstay, doing the good thing. But I keep my bike here. I've got a place here. And I like to travel. I've only had this bike, let me think when did I buy it. I bought it in December, but I've only been riding it for a month. And I've got about, let's have a look, 1,500 miles on it so far. I haven't done any long distance riding on it yet. Furthest I've been in one day is 230 miles, I think it was. So not too bad, just still getting used to it. I come from a Harley Road Glide Special, which I admit I loved. I had it new, and in 2019. I didn't ride it for 2 years because of COVID, but I still got 72,000 miles on it by the time I was ready to sell it. I've been looking at Goldwings for the last 2 years, but when I test rode one, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the handlebars. I call them wheelbarrow steering, because that's what it reminds me of. I didn't like the foot pegs. I couldn't understand the rider having foot pegs and the passenger having footballs. That was backwards to me. So all in all, I didn't like the riding position and I dismissed it. Fast forward 2 years, I kept doing research and watching guys on YouTube, and there was a couple of new ones that had just moved over to a Goldwing from a Harley. And Sensei, he's up in outside of Atlanta in Georgia, and Kelly B, I'm not sure where he is, I think he's in Texas area. Both of those were Harley guys, both of them moved to a Goldwing. And both of them changed the bars to what I've got here, which are called Healy bars. They're more like a Mini 8, actually. They changed their floorboards to, I'm not going to mention the make, but they're small. And they're quite costly. And I thought, I don't like those. I like full-size floorboards, like on a Harley. That's what I'm used to. I like the riding position and the options to be able to move your feet around in the riding. Anyway, just before Christmas, I found some. They're a clone, okay, of a very famous make. But the floorboards are roughly the same as Harley ones. So I really like them. You have to change the brake lever, which again was another pet hate of mine, of the stock Goldwing. So once I changed it, the brake pedal came up into a position that I was more used to. And with the floorboards, which I like, which they're full size, and the bars, I'm in a good place, a very good place. I like to ride, I like to get out, explore new places. And this is what I'm doing. And now I'm doing it all over again now on a different bike. This is a 7-speed DCT, which is basically automatic. Some people don't like them. They said it takes it away from being a bike and having a clutch and so forth. I just love it. I took to it like a duck to water. Like day one, I had no problems with it. I didn't keep going to reach for the clutch, but people say they do. And you've got paddle shifters, so if you want to downshift sometime, you can quickly do that. and it's so responsive. The thing with these engines on these Goldwings, if you look at the torque curve, it starts at idle, so maximum torque at idle. So it will pull like a train in any gear. It's super smooth, and I've got no complaints with the engine and the transmission. Very good. The only thing that is an issue with these bikes on the DCTs is that when you stop them, they're in neutral. So it's not like on a Harley or another bike where if you park on an incline, you can leave it in gear to stop it moving. You haven't got that option. And also on a Harley, the kickstands lock in place, and they don't on these. So it's a double jeopardy. These have got a handbrake. I'll be honest with you, I've never used it. I don't trust it, quite simply. I spent too much in my research to not trust them. But what I have fitted is a thing called a bullet brake, and that operates on the master cylinder of the front brake. You pull your front brake in, you push a button, and basically it locks the front brake on, so it won't move. So that was a very good investment, and gives you that peace of mind when you're braking and stopping somewhere. There's only one thing that really rattles me with these bikes, especially over a Harley, and that's storage. The saddlebags on these bikes absolutely sucks, and that's being very generous. I don't like the clam style for a start. I prefer top mounted like Harleys and Indians. Now the clam style, it feels like you've lost half the storage straight away because of the way the lid drops down. Also, when you look inside the bag, there's all sorts of obstructions. So what you think is going to be a big bag, because if you look at these bikes from behind, they look like they've got a big fat arse, right? And you think that's massive. You think it's the bags. But it's not. I don't know what it is, but there's all sorts of funny shapes in there. I think it's because of the shaft drive and where it clears all the mechanical bits and pieces and so forth. And you've got no room. You know, you've got no room. I went to the store yesterday. They only got four items. I think they were still the large-ish, large. But that was it. I couldn't get no more in there. You know, if I bought some more stuff, I would have been in real trouble. But as long as you know that up front, then you know you can work with that. But it's such a nice day. I'm just out in the back roads here, just having a little ride around. Weather the last week or so here in Florida, in the Tampa Bay area, it's been atrocious. It's been cold. Now, I know you guys up north are going to laugh, but I think it was a Saturday night. We had snow down here, as far down as Tampa Bay. Not a lot, but we had snow. And then the next day we had winds and cold weather, and it was just not what I signed up for in Florida. But today, it's back. As you can see, the weather is bright sunshine, clear blue sky, and it's meant to reach about 60. Well, my bike says it's 61 now, so it's not cold. Tomorrow it's meant to be up into the 70s tomorrow, so we should be back somewhere near normal sort of temperatures. So that'd be nice. But you know, weather's the one thing that you can't change. So. But as far as this bike's concerned, I've got to admit, I love it. Do I love it more than my Harley? That's a difficult one, but it's really tight, and I'm thinking the more I ride this bike, the more I like it. I used to go down to, well, I still do go down to OCC, which is Orange County Choppers Roadhouse, which is down in Clearwood. It's about 20 miles from my house. if you're ever in the area, it's well worth a visit. They've got all the bikes there from the American Chopper TV series, all the memorabilia down there. And if you're lucky, you'll see Paul Senior, because he lives nearby and he's always down there floating around, speaking to people, having your picture taken with him, and so forth. They have a bike night down there on Thursdays. They have live bands, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. It's a great venue, a very good venue. The dealership is very big, it's Barracuda. I put my heart in from them, it's a very good dealership. And it's privately owned. But it's got Birch Barracuda, which is in Clearwater. He's got Birch Black Widow, which is Harley down in Port Charlotte. And he's got, I can't remember the name of the other one, he's got another Birch, which is over in Brandon, outside of Tampa, which is Indian. So he's supporting the community with his dealerships. I mean, I'll probably go down to OCC on Thursday. They've got a good band playing Thursday night down there. So I'll probably go down there and I'll probably take my camera. So I'll probably be posting another video Thursday night, or so it'll be Friday. I'll take some of my editing and do it. But it'll give you an idea of what it's like. And the road down there, it's a nice ride down there. So we've got these roundabouts here. But to me, a roundabout is not an issue. I grew up with them in the UK one, so just have a nice little ride around. It's Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday midday actually, so it's very good. I've upgraded the software on this bike. When I got it, the software hadn't been updated from day one, I guess. So I did all the updates on the software, and now it's got Android Auto and CarPlay and all that good stuff. And you'll probably notice I'm not wearing a headset. I don't wear a headset. And you'll say, well, how have I got that? And I just use a metal bypass. It's a little tool, or a little adapter. You just plug it into your USB port, and it makes the bike think you've got a headset. And so then you get CarPlay and Android Auto works perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Now, of course, I haven't got wireless on this, so I have to plug my phone in. So what I did was, there's a secondary USB you can add to your bike if you haven't already got it. I'm not talking about one that you can just say buy an Amazon and drill a hole and mount it, because the bike don't know about that one. That's just yours that you added. You add the genuine Honda one. If you haven't already got it fitted, it goes in your left saddlebag. You route the cable through into your amplifier, which is underneath your seat, and there's a spare USB plug there, and you just plug it in there. Then the bike recognises it. So now, what I do there is I plug a little memory stick on there with all my music on it, and so I can pick my own music. Just forget about it. Forget about that USB port there, and I can use my USB in my cubby hole on my phone. So it just works perfect. It's just knowing what to do, a little workaround, how to get around it. And it's a genuine Honda accessory, and it's like $30 for wing stuff. So it's great, very simple. It took about 10 minutes to do. The longest job is getting the sock off and getting the little blanket plug off the audio unit, but after that it just slides on, clicks on, done. So, well worth it. If you haven't got it already, then it's worth doing it. I've been along this road for a long time. For example, we was out riding a couple of weeks ago to go for an event. And the traffic getting into this event was horrendous. Stop, start. And my buddy was beside me. And I said, how is it? He said, it's terrible. He said, I'm burning up. Because it was 80 degrees that day. He said, my engine feels like it's overheating. My bike's making funny noises. And his bike's only a couple of years old because of the heat, because of the Harley. He said, my hand is killing me because of the clutch and the heat coming off the exhaust. And I just smiled at him. I said, I haven't got none of that. I've got no clutch problems because I've got an auto. And the way the exhaust is designed on this bike, they're all tucked underneath, so you don't get none of that heat you get from the engine, or from the exhaust I should say. And also, because the bike is watercooled, then you don't get this overheating problem either. So, you know, for riding in traffic, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. You know, my friend wants to ride it. He's very interested in riding it and seeing what it's about. Even my other friend, who really been ribbing me on it, he admitted to me that he's curious about it. So maybe I'll let him have a ride of it sometime when we're out of town. Because you need to ride them out of town really for a few miles. Just to feel the DCT, just to change the different modes. Especially if you want to step on it, feel how quick it responds, because I tell you, you put this bike in sport mode, you best hang on, because it's seriously quick. For a bike this size, like 860 pounds, something like that, they weigh. You put it in sport mode and you twist it, you get a hang on. Yeah. I'm using a 360 camera. It's the 360 X4 Air, so it's a new model that's came out. So it's a little bit cheaper than the 5, which is, you know, I think about another $200 more. But it still records in 8K. I'm using a wireless mic with it, so hopefully it's come out well. We'll have to wait and see. But my floorboards are on there, which, you know, if you like floorboards, looking for them, they're there. The bars are not, because Amazon don't sell these bars. These are Healy bars. So you would have to buy them from the manufacturer. They are expensive, right? Don't get me wrong, they are expensive. But they changed the Goldwing. Right, to me, a Goldwing has got a reputation of being a boring old man's bike. Right? And that's why in the past, I've never been interested in one. But when this new model came out, I kept looking at it more closely. And then I saw the changes I could make to it to make it my own. But anyway, as I was saying, I've changed the bars and I've changed the floorboards, so I've took it away from that old man's bike, put it more up into modern terms, hot rod basically, rather than a couch potato cruising. And I just love it. Now I have done big journeys before. I've done 2 iron butts on my road glide. From Tampa to West Virginia, did 1,020 miles, 15 hours. I did that twice, in 6 days. It's not something I really like doing, but I did it as a challenge to myself, to prove I could do it. And I did record it, and got proof. I'm planning to do that same trip again in April sometime. And I will do it on this bike. I will go to the iron bar to get on it. So I can compare that ride between the two bikes. Because I've done that journey 8 times, but only twice in one hit. The other times I stopped overnight somewhere. Normally after about 600 or 700 miles. It's always that last 200 that kill you, you know. But I'm just interested to see, you know, how this gets on compared with the Harley, how I feel at the end of it. Because I won't have the gear changing to put up with. It'll be super smooth. And let's see. We'll see. And it's going to be cheaper. Because this one's a regular gas or premium. I still do about the same amount of distance between stops, which is 150, 200 miles. Yeah, that's one because of the fuel tank size, but to be honest with you, at that sort of time, you know, you want to get off, it's been about 3 hours roughly. You want to get off, just stretch your legs, you know, go for tea, whatever. So, if I had a 10-gallon tank, I wouldn't go no further. So, you know, people say the tanks are not big enough. To me, it's plenty big enough. But anyway, getting near home now, so I'm going to sign off and catch you guys another day. Maybe at the weekend. I've got plans for a nice ride at the weekend. See you then. Bye.